Okay, hi, it's Chris Axelrod, and I want to talk about optimization. So we talk about wellness, we talk a lot about optimizing your wellness, optimizing the function of this, optimizing the function of your adrenal glands, your brain, your fertility, whatever it might be. And I think that it's an interesting concept because it's an important concept. It really teaches us that we can make very small changes and see very big results. That's what optimization really means. When I was doing music, when I was studying jazz, when I was much younger and I was in music college, we were always looking for ways to optimize our technique. How do we get the most, and I play drums, so how do we get the most sound with the least effort? How do we get the most speed with the least amount of effort? How do we really optimize the motion and optimize the reach and optimize how the drums are set up so we can reach everything easily and optimize our ability to hear things. And so we're looking for all those little things that add up to a very big result, which is playing excellent jazz. After I did music for a while, I went into software engineering, and it's the same exact thing there. And in software, it becomes even more, I think, obvious because I remember we would write code sometimes, and there would be something that would take a really long time to run, and might consume a lot of memory or consume a lot of CPU cycles, which are essentially the cycles inside the main processor of the computer. So if your code is doing a lot of calculations at the same time, it's going to slow things down potentially. So there's a lot of ways to optimize, but I mean, I remember sometimes we would get into some of these code, and we would maybe find two or three lines, and if we just changed one little equation or if we changed one little piece of the code, it could have like literally 100-fold increase in efficiency for the program. And so there was always this phase where first we would create everything and get everything working, then we would go through and we would start optimizing. And again, you could literally change like 5 lines of code and speed the thing up by 100 times. So in clinic, that's essentially how I operate with my patients, and with my coaching clients as well. We look for where we're going to make small optimizations. So this isn't about this micromanaging of like a million things. It's about finding 2 or 3 things that when you optimize and shift those things, you get big results. One of those areas is hydration. It's so fundamental. And people who are having health issues, I'm always surprised. I'm not surprised anymore, but I used to be so surprised at how I would see people with severe chronic health issues or long-standing infertility or severe thyroid problems or whatever it is, and they come in and they've been to all these doctors and they've done all these tests, but nobody's asked them how much they're hydrating, and they're drinking Cokes, they're drinking Diet Cokes, they're drinking juice all day long, they're drinking, flavored drinks, energy drinks, and they're hardly drinking any water. And so, just optimizing that can have 100-fold, effect on your hormonal system, your glands, your tissues. I mean, that's a simple example, but there's so many different optimizations. And when we talk about supplements and we talk about foods and we talk about, the acupuncture itself that I do is like an optimization technique where we're trying to tap into the body's healing system through very specific trigger points that help the body. It's an extremely subtle therapy, but we forget how subtle this whole game is of our bodies going from sick to not sick, and then from not sick to like incredibly well and full of life. This is a very subtle game. I mean, thyroid hormones are measured in micrograms. You can take 100 micrograms of a thyroid hormone and feel a lot better just from that tiny little bit that you're taking every single day that can fuel your whole body. So imagine if you just make tiny shifts in certain habits that help your body to produce an extra 100 micrograms. I mean, it can be done. Same thing with, estrogen, testosterone, all the different hormones. It can be done. Things can be optimized, and it's not that difficult. It doesn't take thousands of dollars worth of tests to figure this out, and it doesn't if you know what you're doing. And I feel like I'm really, really good at this, and I know there's a lot of other people out there too. And Chinese medicine teaches this, which is really, really amazing. It's just this very simple, like heart to heart, one-on-one conversation where we talk about what's going on, and we're able to see through and see into that to find out where your system is being challenged. So it doesn't take all these, expensive tests, and it doesn't take, 40 pills a day. When you know how to optimize, you just get into those key little areas, you make changes, and you have these massive improvements. So, that's pretty much it. Just want to talk about that, and hope you learned something today about the fact that you can have incredible power over your health and your future, your sense of purpose, your sense of vitality, your energy levels, your focus, everything, just by doing little simple things like hydrating, like removing excess sugar from your diet, like getting that extra hour of sleep every night. Those are optimizations, and they can make a massive difference for you.